I'm going to turn my sled into a SMITTY sled. Jim from Jim Fisherman here. Today I'm going to be making a video on turning my ice fishing sled into a SMITTY sled or a SMITTY sled, depending on who you ask. I went out ice fishing 2 weeks ago. There was 4 inches of snow. This thing felt like it had bricks in it. I want to hopefully lighten it up by putting some skis on the bottom of it and get it off the snow. Let me give you a tour of my sled. This is the Chappelle Jet Sled Junior model. I built the upper rack about 2 years ago to give myself more storage. My wife, Mrs. Jim Fisherman, did all the graphic design work on this. Some people call her Melissa. If you have an ice hut, you can lay it right across the top and then tie it down. There's plenty of tie downs on this sled. Now I want to show you the fittings you're going to need to complete this project. This is 1.25 inches. This is an end cap 1.25 inches that screws in. The other side is slip. You're going to need 4 of each of these. You're going to need 4 of these corner pieces. These are 1 inch. You're also going to need 2 sections of pipe. 1.25 inches, 1 inch. Now that we got all the pipe cut, 2 39.5 inch 1 inch PVC, 2 18 inch PVC. Let's put it together. This is what it should look like when it's done. And this is going to go underneath this part of the sled to support it. If you're thinking about making this version of the SMITTY sled, you might want to get a screenshot of this right now. I'll leave it up there for a few seconds. This is a list of the couplers and the lengths of the pipe and the sizes of the pipe that you're going to need to build it. This is built for the Chappelle Jet Sled Junior. I went to the thrift store last night to look for skis and I found these 2 pair. I got them for about 22 bucks for the both of them. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use. I'm going to have to put it in my car and see which ones fit, and I'll get back to you. I went ahead and took the bindings off. Make sure you save the screws. I'm hoping to reuse those in the video. Alright, now you're going to need to cut 4 more pieces, about 8 inches long, 1 inch PVC. And those are going to go into the corners. This is what it's going to look like when it's all done. Okay, now one important thing to remember, you need to find the center of this ski. This ski is not the same width all the way down. It gets real skinny in the middle, wider at the end. And what you want to do is you want to measure it in every spot, divide it by 2 and mark it. Measure it down here, mark it. Now I've already measured the rest out. Now what I'm going to do is take a piece of tape, so I got a straight line to follow. You want to find dead center. Then just do the same thing with the other ski. It should look something like this. The tape's going to give me a nice straight line. Now you want to put your 1.25 inch fittings together, the end cap and the slip female 1.25 inch coupler. Put it on the 1 inch pipe and get it lined out on your skis. Once you got one of the skis centered the way you like it, you want to mark it. Just trace around the fitting. You're going to do that on both sides, front and back. Alright, I cut away the tape so I can attach the end cap to the ski itself. What you're going to want to do is drill holes in it the same size as the screw you're using. These are called Nordic binding screws, and if you look really close, it's hard to see, but it's tapered at the end. So you want to drill the hole in the cap the widest width, and then you're going to drill another hole into the ski that's skinnier, like the top of the screw. Now that you got your end caps drilled, you want to drop down 2 sizes with the drill bit, and you want to put a piece of tape. You don't want this more than 1/4 inch into the ski. So what you want to do is you want to line this up on your ski. Switch drill bits. And you're going to mark it. Okay, remove the cap. Now, with this tape, you don't want to go through this ski. That's really important. So you want to take it down. This is 1/4 of an inch to the top of the tape. This is the ski that I used in the video. It's quite a thin ski. If you're using thicker skis like this, you're going to want to drill deeper holes and use longer screws. The screws you take out of your binding are going to be different sizes like these here. Once you got your holes drilled, you want to add a little wood glue to the holes. I'm going to do one at a time because I don't want to make a mistake. So put a little wood glue in the holes. Then screw it in. All right, once you got all your end caps attached to your skis, now you want to add your 1 1/4 inch slip by 1 1/4 inch threaded female couplers to your skis. Next, you want to cut 4 1-foot sections of 1 1/4 PVC pipe and place them in the slip ends. None of this is going to be glued because you can adjust these. If it's too tall, you don't like how tall it is, you can cut them shorter. All right, now I tip my sled on its side and I want to add the skis. It's going to look something like that. Not bad. Here it is, all put together. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to show you how to add the ropes. You want to make sure you tie it from the skis, not the sled itself. I'm gonna paint the lower section. I'm gonna paint it black, I think. And one important thing to know, you can adjust the height of these. You can cut shorter pipes. If the snow's deep, you want it higher. If it's not deep, you might want it lower. It's the next day now, and now I want to start by gluing it together. I'm going to use a one-step glue. I'm actually going to keep it mostly together, and I'm only going to glue the top part. I want to be able to take the rest of the pieces apart. All right, let's get it painted. Sure is a beautiful day in Colorado, except for this wind. It's not helping with the painting. It's also not helping with the ice fishing. Now I'm going to drill the holes in my ski tips. So what I did is I put a board behind it so I don't splinter it out when I go through the wood. These particular skis have a pattern so that I can drill a hole in this ski and make the same hole on the other ski by the pattern. You don't want it at the very tip, but up, a little ways up on it. There we go. With the paint dry and the holes drilled, let's get it back together. I'm gonna put it together and I'm gonna come back to you. And get it loaded for you. Here it is, all loaded up and ready for ice. I'll show you what I got in it. Starting with the front, I got my auger. I got my fish finder, my drill, extra batteries for the drill, tackle box, 2 buckets, loaded with all kinds of crap. My strainers or ladles, my jigging jaw jacker, 4 fishing poles. It's getting late now. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm gonna go upstairs, go to bed, and pray for an Arctic cold front to come through. Who would wish for that? Ice fisherman. Thanks for watching Jim Fisherman.